Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So one of the videos you guys seemed to love last year was when Matt and I reacted to our professional wedding video. I absolutely loved reliving that on here, but the side you guys didn't see is that leading up to the wedding, I was totally, I must admit, a bridezilla, and I didn't try to hide it. So stay tuned if you want to hear about all the craziness that went into the wedding planning and why I think it's okay for brides to embrace their inner bridezilla. Growing up, I never thought about my wedding. I just wasn't that girl, to be honest. Obviously, I knew that Matt was the one, but I just didn't start to even think about my actual wedding until he proposed. And then, things really amped up, because when I put my mind to something, careful. Especially after hiring the incredible Mindy Weiss as my wedding planner. But of course, that just didn't stop me from making my wedding planning my full-time job as well, as if I were wanting to be Mindy Weiss's assistant. I knew we'd get along because Mindy just didn't roll her eyes when I presented none other than a PowerPoint presentation at our first meeting. Yep, that was me. A bridezilla can either be bitchy and have friends ghost them after the wedding, or there's a bridezilla like I was that expected perfection from just myself, not from anyone else. So here's one thing that doesn't work. When you tell your bridal party, just do whatever you want or wear whatever you want when you actually have an opinion. I think it's rude to give people that freedom if you're just going to judge them afterward. But I'll be the first one to say that choosing a dress was a freaking nightmare. It wasn't so much the choosing as it was working with the design companies. Oddly enough, I knew it was going to be a nightmare. I play dress up every single day on Dancing with the Stars, so for me, the goal was to feel like a bride and not like I'm about to put on a show. I just knew what I wanted. I went through 2 wedding dress designers who quit. When the first designer quit, I was like, that's rude, but moving on. Also, I'm used to the turnaround being so quick with dresses that when you don't send me the sketch and it's been 3 months, there's a freaking problem. Not communicating with me is the worst thing you can possibly do, whether it's an email or a text. Just respond, even if the response is sorry, I can't right now. Otherwise, you leave me and my wedding party out to dry. So when that happened, again, I was like, whatever, it just wasn't meant to be. And in the end, I'm so happy because my eventual wedding dress designer, Ramona Cabeza, was the best. Leah Remini was my matron of honor, and my sister Nicole and friend from Dancing with the Stars, Kim Hershevek, was also a bridesmaid. I had some bridesmen as well, but tuxedos were easy. So for my girls, prior to the wedding, I definitely told them just no red lips. Not my thing. Didn't like it. I just needed everyone in neutral makeup colors. I wanted them to wear black and maybe a black pair of heels, stilettos. I picked out beautiful specific dress styles on Ramona Cabeza's website and said that they could basically choose between these 2 styles. And I made sure that these 2 styles would look good on each of my bridesmaids. So I prepped pretty hardcore that there were no surprises or uncertainty. But I wasn't that person that would ever just, cover up your tattoos or change your hair color. That type of stuff, that's all you. That doesn't matter. You be you. Okay, so this is how crazy, I guess you can say I was. I made everyone, including Leah and my friend Adam Rapon, come over to my house and rhinestone. You guessed it. I think they thought I was joking about it, but no. I put them to work. You want to hang out with me? You get to work.
Cheryl, I want you to explain what you have us doing here, okay?
It's like you're doing perspective, the POV of the kiss, because the kiss is saying thank you for eating me. Right, Cheryl? That's why we're taping.
Oh, I didn't know what POV meant until just now. Thanks for explaining, sis.
Oh.
Thanks, sis.
No one is going to see this. So we said to her, Cheryl,
it's not about anybody
when
else.
people, here, Nick, when
people unwrap and eat a Hershey's Kiss,
Yeah.
they go like this. So who in their right? Oh, thank you? Why does it say thank you, Cheryl? Why?
Because thank you for being my friend and coming to my wedding. Thanks.
I will say in the bowl, it is, you can see.
See? Thank you.
God.
We did everything, you guys, from rhinestoning the hangover kits. Yes, I am about to say also rhinestoning the Tic Tac boxes. I mean, who in the hell does that? Okay, so this is what my world has come to. Rhinestones and Tic Tacs. If people do not appreciate the labor and the hours and me not even looking at my fiance that I put into this, you're dead to me. Oh God. Dead.
Cheryl, you have obsessed over every detail of this wedding, starting from the moment that Matt asked you to marry him. You've spent months personalizing things that didn't need to be personalized. You have forced us all to rhinestone things that did not need to be rhinestone. You agree, right? Okay. But we did it. We did it. We did give up on you at a certain point and left you for dead to do it on your own, which you did because we didn't pass the test on a few. So you spent a night on your own, many nights on your own, making sure that every bag had a dang jewel on it. One night, I had taken a break from the work camp that Cheryl had created in the kitchen under the guise of come over and hang out with me and Matt and we'll get you a pizza from Pache. And I pulled Matt outside and I questioned his bride's sanity. She wasn't sleeping much and her addiction to rhinestones was starting to worry me. She actually wanted to rhinestone her refrigerator and I thought a good friend would stop this. A good friend would intervene. And he said, if it makes Cheryl happy, then I want to support her. And that's when I knew that Matt had the makings of a good hubby.
Had I not been a Bridezilla who insisted on rhinestones, hangover kits, and rhinestone tic-tac boxes, I wouldn't have found my new passion. Also, I just would love to hear from those of you who have had weddings, and was there like a specific time or a person that was crazy, and did they make you do anything like rhinestone all the party favors? Let's talk about it in the comments, so make sure you do that below. I hate dance floors. And I don't like weddings and ballrooms because I was basically a baby that was born in a ballroom, okay? So whenever anything looks like a dance competition floor, you know, that wooden floor with those square, like, little pieces cut where you get your stiletto stuck in, you know, it seems like, for me, that you're in a conference room at a hotel. And think about it. Why is a dance floor with its wooden square pieces always the centerpiece of a room when you're at a wedding? Instead, why don't you make it into something? Well, that's exactly what Mindy and I did. We decided to make the dance floor, this was my favorite feature of my whole wedding, circular, and have it mirrored so it would reflect the twinkle lights from above in the tent. But I did things that nobody has done before. Mindy and I had our venue, the Fairmont Grand Del Mar, build a floor over their fountain. Yep, the fountain is normally the backdrop of everyone's pictures, but as I was thinking about this 24/7, I wanted to flip it and have Matt's wedding party and mine meet in the center of the arch with a quartet as our background, duh. So we got married on top of a freaking fountain, which was very unique. It was like a fashion show, basically. Everyone says, you know, you're going to forget something on your wedding day, and it makes me so proud. God, it just really does. More than any mirror ball can. Say that I didn't forget one freaking thing. Not one. I learned so much about myself through that process, and I never, you know, tell myself that I did a great job or give myself a gold star or pat myself on the back, but this time I did. I really did. I was very proud. And even after winning a freaking mirror ball, I'm not one to pat myself on the back, and, you know, this was a huge accomplishment for me. And, you know, when this was all said and done, I was just really proud of myself because it was so completely out of my comfort zone. This was more of a personal journey for me than trying to be controlling or outdo someone else's wedding or, Cheryl, don't be a Bridezilla. I can care less. This wasn't for anybody but for me and Matt. I know that people who call me crazy may not relate to my work ethic and intensity, and that's okay. And I just have to embrace it instead of pretending that I whipped up a routine or a wedding in 2 seconds. Like, I'm so proud of that. I'm proud of all of my sleepless nights. I really am. And it's just not something that maybe you want to brag about, but I don't think you should pretend that the results happen on your own either. Like, it doesn't just fall into your lap. You know, achieving your goals is just not glamorous at times, and you just have to take it one rhinestone at a time. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing my take on wedding planning and the term Bridezilla. Please let me know if any of you brides out there are anything like me. Make sure you guys comment below if you have other wedding questions or if you'd be interested in another video about my wedding planning experience. I have so many tips now that I've done it, so I can definitely give some wisdom if you guys are interested. As always, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss my weekly uploads. Sending you all so much love and light.